Good morning, Charlie Pierce.
I am under I'm under Jody's command.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You shouted out the wrong woman's name to her face.
It's okay. I
I'm
can share
nervous.
him.
What can I tell you? I want to be perfect because of Jody's, being in charge.
Well, you, honey, you're perfect in my eyes no matter what.
Oh, I know that, but I just want to demonstrate it to myself.
So we were talking about the current heat dome that's killing Portland, where my sister and my cousin, I have a bunch of friends and family that live up in Portland. And we were talking about how they don't really have air conditioning like people at the beach here.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. People in Santa Monica here don't have air conditioning.
I read a column from one of the Texas papers saying that this is essentially the flip side of what happened in Texas during the winter.
Yep.
Where they weren't ready, where the local infrastructure wasn't ready for cold.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. I've been to Oregon when there was a friend of mine got married on a rooftop, black and everything, with black tar rooftop, and it was 100 degrees outside, no tents to cover it because they weren't prepared, and the poor bride was wearing a white taffeta gown naturally, and then the AC broke down in the hotel right after that. So this is what's happening up there, and the Olympic trials are being postponed to the evenings.
Yeah, well, they're done now, but yes,
done, yeah.
the last session. The remarkable thing about Jody's story, though, is that some of the people that were at that wedding are still on the rooftop.
They were stuck. It was very difficult to move.
Stuck. Yeah, they've been there for 20 years. And, it goes up and feeds them every now and then.
Well, yeah, I mean, some people could get their shoes off, but other than that, the people that couldn't get their shoes off because they were stuck to the roof.
It's like that pachyderm at the La Brea Tar Pits that's like a statue out there. Just
Exactly. So I like how you troll Marjorie Greene. She tweeted out, "Radical socialist Democrats have made me enemy number one in the swamp. That's a badge of honor, and I'll wear that all day long. Because my constituents sent me to D.C. to fight for the people of this country, not the politicians." And your tweet back was, "You're a politician. Ask around."
Yeah, this is a longstanding complaint of mine, which is that you run for office claiming not to be a politician.
Right.
If you are not a politician and you run for office, you're not going to be any good at your job. Don't run for office.
Yeah, it's that my same argument is people that want smaller government, yet they run for government jobs. Like, well, then why? It's like hiring an electrician that doesn't believe in electricity. It's like, why would you do that?
And a lot of the people who argue for smaller government, this is a setup. I'm getting Travis a layup here. People who take jobs in want smaller government. Once they get in there, they have no qualms about profiting from it.
Right.
Oh, speaking
Travis.
Speaking of profit, Washington Post is reporting that Sonny Perdue, who's the Secretary of Agriculture, he was sold a property that was worth millions for $250,000.
Oh, of course.
Right before he was confirmed for Secretary of Agriculture.
Interesting.
And who sold him the property, Travis?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Who sold him the property?
It was a big ag corporation that he would benefit from. I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. I literally just saw the story and was trying to read through it. It's a very long story.
Agriculture.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters because he was the Secretary of
Agriculture.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's right. And see, there's the bag over here, and there's the cat.
Yes.
Yes.
There's a lot of reportage in this story, so I'm going to enjoy all the detail.
And in your article this week, you're talking about the upside of Merrick Garland's institutionalism, and you write, the upside is that it has driven so many of his progressive supporters, like me, a little batty. He may believe that the ethics of his job require him to say, fight for E. Jean Carroll, or even defend the previous administration, against any lawsuit emanating from the January 6th insurrection. But he knows that ensuring the voting rights of minority citizens is the reason we have a Justice Department in the first place. And I couldn't agree with you more on that. I mean, that's exactly right.
That's a historical fact. The Department of Justice was established during Reconstruction to make sure the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments were abided by. Now, it didn't work out that way, but for a while it did. and then it came back obviously in the 1960s.
Right, and his lawsuit of Georgia is a very important one, obviously.
Yeah, and I think it's really scaring them down there, because even Raffensperger, who was the target of a lot of the abuse, is saying, well, you're interfering with our right to run elections. Well, you know what? The 15th Amendment says they can do that.
Right.
Congress is empowered to do anything it can to make sure people abide by the 15th Amendment, and that certainly includes suing Georgia over what it's doing.
Yeah.
Right, and the only thing under the Voting Rights Act that they can sue under is now Section 2, which is in peril potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that decision. It actually should be down this week, I would think.
Yeah, I think so. Like by today
it has to be down next week. I think it has to be down next week.
Yeah.
Because then they go away.
Yeah, they go on vacation.
Yeah.
Wait, how are they going to go on vacation? Aren't they supposed to confirm that Trump is the president in August?
They'll be back.
Someone didn't think that through.
I'm just asking.
Well, I think they're going to get done because Clarence Thomas wants to get back to his Thai water pipe back in his vacation home. Did you see that?
No.
Decriminalize weed.
Yeah.
I know. I did see that. I'm agreeing with Justice Thomas.
Right.
Where did that come from?
Well, I mean, he's coming at it from a conservative point of view, which I kind of get.
Well, I mean, maybe he's going to invest in a weed business with John Boehner.
Sure.
Hey, I got no problem with that.
I got no problem with that either.
As long as his prices are reasonable,
right.
I got no problem.
Yeah.
Same here.
But I think Chris is probably right. Although I think the conservative viewpoint he's arguing is less libertarian than the fact that it is awful to have laws you can't enforce.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I think,
which I kind of agree with.
I think that's a traditional conservative point of view.
Yeah.
It absolutely is.
He probably looked around. I mean, he went to college in the 1960s. He knows how ridiculous the laws are.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and I think most of Congress now is.
He went to college at Holy Cross. I probably know where his
dorm room was.
Used to buy from.
Yeah, his dealer.
Guys I went to high. Guys I went.
And I mean, and you note in this article that Georgia taxpayers are going to have to pay for defending their laws. You happy about that, Georgia? I mean, come on.
Yeah, and now we find out that Maricopa County is going to have to buy all new voting machines.
Yep, at their expense.
Because of the extended exercise and stupid that's going on down there. When are taxpayers going to understand that they wind up footing the bill for this nonsense? I've never understood that. Creation law.
The taxpayers. I'm paying really close attention to this because I'm basically from Arizona, and the taxpayers there do understand that. They're just powerless against the lawmakers who are doing this.
Well, until there's a new vote.
Until there's a new vote.
Yeah, I mean, we're California. We're being stupid. We're having a recall election for a very popular governor.
Which is going to fail wretchedly.
Absolutely,
and it should, because he's done a very good job. Yes. And it's not like with Gray Davis, which I was against that recall too, because it's stupid. Our recall laws are just dumb.
Yeah, California has really bad recall laws.
Right, and we have another election coming up in a year.
Right.
So,
and I mean, you've seen it with the towns defending intelligent design in the classroom,
right?
Which is a dozen courts have said that's unconstitutional, but they do it anyway. Defending clearly unconstitutional anti-choice laws, although in a while, who knows?
Right.
But up till now. You know when you pass it, the thing's going to get. When you pass it, the thing's going to get overturned. But the problem is, it's not going to get overturned until it gets to the Supreme Court,
right?
Because of you've larded the lower levels of the federal judiciary with law rule Scalias.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to defend the law and then appeal and then appeal again and then eventually appeal to the Supreme Court.
Right.
And there you're going to lose, and you're going to lose.
Well, we'll see about the anti-choice laws. We'll see about the Mississippi and Texas laws there, because those are frightening. And ladies that are of childbearing years, which I no longer am, I am worried for them about those two different cases that the Supreme Court is going to deal with. Scares me.
I mean, I'm also worried for what comes later. You can't take the states' rights position and then let people from Mississippi drive to Illinois and get an abortion, because your law is absurd. Then you're going to wind up having to enforce something like the Fugitive Slave Act for the states' rights position to have any meaning whatsoever. What are you going to do? Stop cars at the border with every pregnant woman you see, or woman you think is pregnant?
Right, and you don't know a woman's pregnant until she starts showing anyway.
Exactly.
And that's 4 to 5 months into most pregnancies. Right. And then they're going to go after Griswold, and they'll go after other things to put us in our place.
Thank you, Jody. Griswold has always been the target. And it's not strictly reproductive freedom either. Conservatives do not believe there is a right to privacy in the Constitution.
Right.
And never have. And I mean for anything.
Right.
For searches, for what you watch on the internet. The conservative position has been that the right to privacy, on which obviously Roe v. Wade is based, was a judge-created right. That it doesn't, even though it exists certainly in the spirit of at least 2 or 3 of the amendments, including the 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I think that's always been the target, and they will go after birth control. They're already doing it.
They are. They are already thinking like Plan B. They're like, oh, that's abortion. No, it's not. It prevents.
Right.
It prevents conception. It's contraception. And that argument is scientifically BS. And again, and regular contraception, let alone just Plan B, because Plan B, basically you have to take it within 48 hours of having unprotected sex. So women, I guess, will just have to start stocking up on Plan B that are sexually active, just have it at home, and just in case a condom breaks or a guy refuses to use one, boom, have some Plan B on and always take it.
Most drugs have expiration dates, though, so you can't have it on.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with the Texas law. They both have a 6-week law, and then they make you wait for 2 days to get an abortion.
Yeah.
So they're limiting the time period. So women in Texas are really going to have their stuff ready at all times.
Yeah.
You know, it's utter insanity. It's complete and utter insanity. But my other thing that I love that you said to Marjorie Greene, she tweeted out, let me give you just a few reasons why the D.C. swamp hates me so much, because I want to impeach Joe Biden, I want to expel Maxine Waters, and I want to fire Dr. Anthony Fauci. And you tweeted back, and I will censor him, and because I'm an effing loon who believes in Jewish space lasers. That's my favorite. I
mean, she's been liberated by the fact that she doesn't have to do any actual congresswoman work.
Exactly. But do you think that voters will re-vote her back, will re-elect her? Federal criming and re-voting. Do you think they'll re-elect her when she doesn't bring anything back to her district?
Yes. Because she's the expression they're in.
That's true.
And she owns the libs, and that's basically all anybody cares about on that right now.
Absolutely.
I don't know anything about the politics of her district. I assume it's a classically red district in Northwest Georgia. I know that she had a Democratic opponent who had to withdraw last time, and she beat what is reportedly a quasi-respectable Republican for the nomination. Now, it's possible she could get primaried by somebody representing the ever-dwindling, not insane wing of the Republican Party, but no, I think she'll get reelected.
That's scary.
I think the woman in Colorado, I think Boebert's in a little bit of trouble.
Good. I think so too, yeah.
Colorado's not Georgia.
It's very true. Very true. And Boebert's not getting the press that Greene is getting either.
No, because she has to go do congresswoman work too.
Yeah, she has to go congressing.
Yes.
That's right. She has to be in Congress with other people.
That's right. Hey.
And pretend to work.
Yeah.
Hey-o.
Hey-o. Well, it is 48 minutes after the hour, my darling Charles. I will see you next week, I hope.
Farewell. Has anyone heard from Mama? Is she okay?
She's doing all right.
Oh yeah.
She's been emailing.
Yeah, she's been emailing about the tech issues that we've been having, but
other than that,
yesterday was weird. It was like watching an Outer Limits episode.
Yeah.
Someone else would take control of my screen and
for people who want to watch the show live, we suggest going to politicalvoicesnetwork.com, and there's a live viewer right there.
There you go.
Yeah, and that's working just fine.
All right, Charlie. It was lovely.
Then you don't get the commercials with the lady who wants us to ask permission every time we pick a strawberry.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is. No. I just listen on the radio.
When you watch on Free Speech.
mean, do we even need to do a commercial for the Steph store? I mean, the shirts are flying off the right. Look at this. Look at it. Get your face
Look
up
at
there.
that.
Get your face up there. Look. We have them for Team Pfizer, Team J&J. We are all Team Vaccine here. We have amazing.
That's right.
And you can get it on everything. Right, Chris? Not just shirts.
Bath mats, shower curtains. You can get it on art, a clock. You can get
Duvet.
a selfie bomb on a clock.
We have Stephanie Miller swag. We have Sexy Liberal swag. And, of course, all the vaccine shirts. Get it now. StephanieMiller.com. Whee!